Play for the shirt? No. I play because I am summoned, but you cannot force me to feel Spanish. The globe. Spain was untouchable, but look closer. Strip away the trophies. Behind the scenes, it was pure madness. A dark reality. The brilliant minds of Catalonia, Guardiola, Xavi, Iniesta, were being parasitized, bled dry, forcing Catalan blood to build a Spanish crown they despised. Then came 2011, Mourinho's El Clásico wars. The national dressing room became a psychological minefield. Teammates by day, mortal enemies by night. Men were forced to shake hands with the very monsters who tried to destroy them hours earlier. Pure survival. This is not a football story. This was a cold war for identity, a brutal transaction of power. They won the world, but they lost their souls, and the ultimate price was about to be paid. To understand the blood feuds of the modern era, you must first understand the scars. Go back, not to the trophies, to the concrete underbelly of the Camp Nou. Under the iron fist of the dictator Franco, speaking the Catalan language was a crime. One word could land you in a dark cell, except in one place, the stadium. Football wasn't entertainment here, it was the only legal weapon of resistance. Look at the clock. 17 minutes and 14 seconds into every single match. The stadium doesn't cheer, it erupts. A deafening roar of a single word, Independencia. Why 1714? Because in the year 1714, Catalonia lost its freedom. For these people, the red and yellow shirt of the Spanish national team wasn't an honor. It was the uniform of the oppressor. But across the border in Madrid, the oppressors had a massive problem. The Spanish national team was a joke. A psychological wreck. They were mocked as the qualifying kings, brilliant in meaningless games, total cowards when the real pressure mounted. Why? Because the dressing room was a civil war. Basques hated Catalans. Catalans despised Madrileños. They refused to pass to each other. They refused to bleed for each other. No identity, no trust, just a toxic cocktail of regional egos suffocating under the weight of history. Spain was a footballing superpower on paper, a fractured colony in reality. Survival demanded a radical cure. Enter Luis Aragonés, a cynical tactician who saw through the political theater. He didn't need patriots, he needed a system. He looked at Barcelona, where Pep Guardiola was building a flawless, high-speed chess game on grass. Aragonés made a cold, calculated move. A transactional marriage of convenience. He didn't ask Barcelona's stars to love Spain. He offered them a deal. The national team would surrender its identity. They would strip away the old Madrid muscle and copy-paste the La Masia blueprint. Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets became the undisputed masters of the pitch. The bargain was simple. Spain got the brains, Barcelona got the ultimate global stage. It was a beautiful, pure pursuit of tactical perfection. They wanted to prove to the world that Catalan intellect could dominate the game, and it worked. The machine clicked, the passing was flawless. The world fell to its knees. They genuinely believed they had bypassed politics through pure football. But purity is a fragile illusion in a locker room built on stolen identities. They thought they had conquered the world together. They didn't reach trophies. Euro 2008, World Cup 2010, Euro 2012, absolute global dominance. But at the absolute peak of this empire, the initial pact shattered into 1,000 pieces. The pure tactical alliance died. The politicians hijack the narrative. Look at the headlines in Madrid. Media giants like Marca and AS weaponized the propaganda machine. They didn't credit the La Masia masterminds. They erased them. They rebranded the glory. They called it the triumph of the united Spanish royal power. Back in Barcelona, fans watched in absolute disgust. The realization hit hard. Their native sons were being exploited. Catalan blood and sweat were used as a cheap political sedative, a tool to quiet the roaring independence movement back home. They won the world, yes, but they became puppets for the regime they despised. The illusion of unity evaporated. The dressing room split along bloodlines. Two hostile factions emerged, a cold war within the ranks. On one side, the Catalan vanguard, led by Xavi and Piqué. Their goal? Protect the purity of Tiki-Taka. Protect their players from the literal physical assault happening in domestic club matches. On the other side, the Madrid syndicate, Casillas, Arbeloa, Ramos. They had a puppet master, Jose Mourinho. Mourinho poisoned the well. He whispered in their ears. He convinced the Madrid players that the Catalans were traitors, imposters, unworthy of the national crest. Who was pulling the strings? Was it just club rivalry or a calculated state-backed agenda to break Catalan influence? The tension simmered for years. Then came 2017, the flashpoint. The Spanish government deployed riot police. They brutally crushed the Catalan independence referendum. Blood on the streets of Barcelona. Gerard Piqué didn't hide. He went to the polls. He voted. The backlash was instant. Death threats. 10,000 Spanish fans chanting for his execution at the national training ground. He wore the shirt. They wanted him dead. The Madrid media machine smelled blood. The hit job was authorized. A coordinated toxic smear campaign took over the airwaves. Every breath Piqué took was framed as treason. They didn't just want him gone. They wanted him erased. Piqué broke. He announced his premature retirement from the national team, but Madrid wasn't finished. The purge had just begun. Behind closed doors at the Royal Spanish Football Federation, the executives made a silent pact. The directive? Complete de-Barcaization. Systematically, the federation began choking out the Catalan influence. They altered selection criteria. They favored Madrid enforcers. They promoted pragmatic, physical assets. They engineered a tactical coup to murder the very style that made them kings. They got their wish. The Catalan brains were officially purged. The crown was secured back in Madrid. But empires built on purges are fragile. And as the old guards fell, an unexpected ghost from the past emerged, holding a knife, ready to exact absolute vengeance. The purge in Madrid was complete. The battlefield fell silent, but the smoke didn't clear. It drifted, far beyond the stadium walls. This was never a story about 11 men chasing a leather ball. It was a clinical case study in the weaponization of sport, a systemic takeover. The ripples broke a generation. Look at Gen Z in Catalonia today. They don't see a national team. They see a corporate parasite. To them, Barcelona is the religion. The club is the actual sovereign nation. The Spanish squad, just an authoritarian boss. A cartel renting out Catalan labor to polish a stolen crown. The old illusion of national pride is dead, smashed to pieces. Every international match day became something sinister, not a festival, a proxy war, a cold, silent standoff under the guise of sport. By trying to force unity on the pitch, the state achieved the exact opposite. They turned the grass into a political firing squad. Power structures always make the same fatal mistake. They assume bodies can be owned. In modern football, you can buy a system. You can copy a blueprint. You can even extract glory using the blood and sweat of your enemies. But loyalty? Loyalty cannot be legislated. It cannot be forced. When an alliance is forged on calculated exploitation rather than shared truth, it rots. Internally, inevitably. The greater the trophies, the deeper the underground hatred. The gold medals didn't cure the wounds of history. They just financed the weapons for the next rebellion. Human nature dictates a cold reality. You can make men stand together for an anthem, but you cannot stop them from plotting your downfall while they sing it. So, the golden era ends. The actors left the stage, leaving behind a crown built on broken promises. Madrid kept the power. Catalonia kept its rage. But it makes you wonder, when the next crisis hits and the state demands total obedience, who will pull the strings? Can a kingdom survive when its greatest weapon secretly prays for its collapse? The game on the pitch is over. The war behind the curtain has just begun. If you want to understand how another ruthless empire used a beautiful game to cover up a regime's darkest crimes, click on the video on your screen right now.